Good morning. You listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is Dan Frierson, who's the chairman with the Dixie Group. Dan, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you, Kemp?
I'm great. Good to be with you this day before we bring in 2013. We're still waiting to find out what the government's going to do on this fiscal cliff. I did want to get together with you today based on this unfortunate news that we ran on Floor Daily today around Gulistan, but it does tie in with the Dixie Group, and so I thought it'd be good to talk to you about this. We did run the story that Gulistan is announced to its employees that it's closing its doors, and that's going to leave some people in the industry a little short on customer service and supply with some Stainmaster products, and I guess both Gulistan and you have announced that you're going to be taking care of that, right?
Gulistan made an announcement last week, and we did as well, that we will be taking over certain products in their product line. We have bought the inventory, have the rights to all the samples, and rights to continue selling these products. Obviously, these are products that we think were outstanding products, very well styled and colored products from Gulistan, and we feel broadens our Stainmaster offering, also helps us be more important to a lot of the customers with whom we're already doing business.
And as customers who have been doing business with Gulistan are trying to sort this out, how will they know what styles that Dixie is going to be supporting and whether to call you, or will Gulistan be communicating that?
Gulistan communicated it, and we communicated it as well to all customers last week. We gave them our customer service desk number, and all the orders will be entered henceforward through our Dixie Home brand.
Now, these are mostly Stainmaster styles, right?
These are all Stainmaster styles. Gulistan had several looks that were really exceptional. Some of them revolved around their space dye yarns from Rhode. They also were well known for really beefy, dense textures, and we've taken what we consider their best products, and we'll be offering these in the Dixie Home line. We will have to relabel samples and cut sets and things of that sort out in the field. We'll be working hard to do that, but again, this was done because we feel like it gives us a more complete Stainmaster offering. You know, if you look at Invista and Stainmaster, we still think they're the best fiber producer in the industry. They do produce Type 6/6 fiber, which we think is the best carpet fiber, and nylon specifically. They have the broadest array of styling yarns and diversity of product. They have the best quality of any producer, and over the years have been the most innovative, with TrueSoft being their latest innovation, along with SolarMax. So we're very tied to what Stainmaster does in the marketplace. We feel like this helps build our business with them and give a more complete offering to our customers.
Now, when you look at your customer base and you look at the Gulistan customer base with these type of products, you share a lot of the same customers, don't you?
We always have. They were a national brand. We are a national brand through Fabrica, Maslin, and Dixie Home. But specifically, Dixie Home and Gulistan have a tremendous overlap in business, and we've seen that most of their customers are already our customers, so our intent would be to try and increase the offering to these customers. You know, this last year we invested in new yarn equipment in our Roanoke yarn mill. We invested in new tufting and brought our tufting back into the Dalton area in Eaton, Georgia. And we now have invested in a new continuous dyeing operation in Calhoun. So I think we're ideally set up right now to take on these products and support them as our customers would want them to be supported.
Now, we probably should be pretty clear on one thing that you were telling me earlier, is that you're not going to be buying assets from Gulistan, and they aren't going to be producing these products. Actually, once you do this transition to your customers, you will be producing these products, right?
Correct. There'll be a very short transition. We will then be producing these products in North Georgia. You're correct. We are not purchasing any fixed assets that belong to Gulistan. We simply have purchased the rights to these products, and we'll continue offering them in the marketplace.
Well, as I said at the beginning, this is a sad day. Gulistan, I know, has been in North Carolina and employing almost 400 people since the late 50s or so, and they've got a heritage that actually goes back into the 20s in this business. And I think this industry is better served by having more suppliers, and it is a shame to see that they weren't able to make it through this recession. Let me ask you another question. I just recently wrote an editorial about the whole consumer's preference in whether or not products that sell at the upper end of the price points are moving better than they have in several years. What's your take on that?
Kemp, I think that's been true for a while now. If you look at the industry from peak to trough, it was off about 40%. It's now back up about 5% from that tremendous decline. We also suffered that 40% decline from peak to trough. However, we're back up about 35%. So we're growing faster than the industry, and I think it's because we service the upper end of the business. It clearly has done better than the industry overall. Maybe one of the best examples I could give you of that is our wool business. We have continued to grow double digits in wool for the last 3 or 4 years in a period when the industry was really suffering. So again, I think it speaks to the higher end doing better than the rest of the market. I think you could make the same case for the very low end.
Okay. And is it because when people were remodeling, they do whole sections, maybe the whole floor of the home, and now they're more select, and so they're putting finer goods in a smaller area of the home, or do you have any intelligence in that area?
I cannot honestly say. However, I will say when people are remodeling, they tend to buy more expensive carpet than when they're putting it in a new home. That's just the way it works.
All right. One other thing I was going to ask you about, and I've seen now what Mohawk's introducing in their styling for 2013. I've seen what Shaw's doing. There's a lot of new soft nylon coming onto the marketplace. Talk a little bit about soft and what you think is going to happen in that business.
It's clearly the battle of the softs right now. Everyone has their dog in the race, and we are a believer in True Soft, which is our Stainmaster product. We and Shaw have been the only two that have offered this in the marketplace to date, and we think it's a superior product from a performance standpoint. It also gives an unbelievably nice finish, and that was the real surprise to us in running these new True Soft products. We have shown these products to a number of our customers, and of course we'll be showing them at Surfaces and other shows, and the reaction has been wonderful.
I know that these products were a little late getting out into the marketplace in 2012, but all of those issues have been resolved, haven't they?
Yes, but I think everybody who has introduced soft products has gone through a learning curve. I guess fortunately in our yarn operations, we used to run soft products for the bath rug trade going back many years, and that gave us a little help. But it clearly has to be handled differently than your normal carpet fibers that we've run in the past.
All right, one last question, Dan. I know you're the chairman of a publicly traded company, and so you can't go out and guess about the future too much, but tell me what you think is going to happen in 2013.
I wish I knew. But my guess is business is going to be better. If you look at the housing industry, it's clearly been better in 2012. And I'm not talking carpet, I'm talking about the housing business. Traditionally, about 9 months to a year later, we feel it in the carpet business. And I think we will feel it in 2013. So I think for the first time in about 5 years, we'll have wind our back. That's a nice thing to have. Those people who have invested in the business, who have continued to bring out new and beautiful product, who have not cut back in those areas, I think will do very well in 2013.
All right, Dan, great to talk to you. I hope you have a happy new year, and we'll see you in 2013. Again, we've been talking to Dan Frierson, who's chairman of the Dixie Group, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.